Did you know that in just 7 seconds, people form an opinion about you based on your appearance? And that this first impression can determine whether you'll get that promotion, close that deal, or win that relationship you so desire? While some are trying to be accepted, others are being discreetly chosen. And this doesn't happen by chance. While you're there thinking that personality is all that matters, people who actually get where they want to be have already discovered something that might be holding you back for years. The difference lies in the invisible signals they've learned to emit, and that you can start mastering now. Hello, I'm Carol, and here on the lucrative Elegance channel, we don't mess around when it comes to elegance that transforms. If you want to learn the codes that make the difference between those who keep dreaming and those who actually conquer, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and leave that like, because you'll need this information to not fall behind in this game the elite has been playing for decades. The inconvenient truth no one wants to tell you. Remember Stacey London and Clinton Kelly from What Not to Wear? They revolutionized hundreds of people's lives simply by changing how they presented themselves to the world. And guess what? They came back in 2025 with a new show precisely because they understood that we don't recognize how much our style impacts how people perceive us. The truth is, we live in a completely distracted society. People have to make thousands of decisions per day and simply don't have time to get to know your beautiful personality before deciding whether to give you that opportunity or not. Elegance is the new silent power. Studies from Temple University proved that employees who dress better than usual have higher self-esteem and better work performance. This isn't superficiality, dear friend. This is pure neuroscience. Our reptilian brain, that most primitive part that kept us alive for millions of years, continues making instant judgments about confidence, competence, and social status based on what our eyes see first. The elite's secret game. Have you ever noticed how elite women never seem to be trying too hard, but always make an impact? In 2025, true luxury is no longer in screaming logos, but rather in recognizable silhouettes and subtle signatures. They know how to signal good taste and discernment without calling attention excessively. Grace Kelly didn't become a princess just for beauty. It was for presence. Carolyn Bessette Kennedy didn't talk much, but everyone knew she was different. They communicated status without needing to open their mouths. Who doesn't communicate status communicates fragility. While you're spending time wondering whether appearance matters or not, they've already understood that this is a tool of power. Research shows that wearing formal clothes increases abstract thinking, an important aspect of creativity and strategic planning. In other words, when you dress well, you literally think better. Have you seen how you walk when wearing heels and an impeccable blazer? It's not just posture, it's identity. It's the body understanding that now it's playing at a new level. And others perceive this before you even say good morning. And there's more. Men who dressed formally for negotiations obtained more lucrative agreements than those in casual clothes. If this doesn't convince you that appearance is strategy, I don't know what will convince you. The fatal error 90% of women make. Here's information that will shock you. 33% of people would leave their job if forced to follow a conservative dress code. But here's the plot twist. While these people are rejecting the rules of the game, 65% still think it's important to wear a suit in an interview, regardless of how casual the company is. Translation: people know appearance matters when it counts, but they don't want to do the homework. It's like wanting to win the lottery without buying the ticket. While the masses are complaining about the rules, the elite is rewriting them in their favor. How many doors have you seen close without even knowing they were open? What the elite understood is that you don't need to dress like everyone else. You need to understand the codes and use them to your advantage. 2025 trends show a return to statement pieces and differentiated textures, but always with sophistication. The silent revolution happening now. While you're watching this video, there's a revolution happening in the world of fashion and power. The global luxury market is undergoing transformation, with growth of only 1 to 3% between 2024 and 2027. But this doesn't mean opportunities have decreased. It means they've become more selective. Appearance doesn't lie. It anticipates your story. In China and India, new consumers enter the luxury market mainly to signal social status, while in established markets like the United States and Europe, more than 70% still prefer to buy luxury in person. This proves that appearance continues being universal social currency, and whoever isn't playing this game consciously is losing opportunities without even knowing it. While some are discussing whether this is right or wrong, others are reaping the benefits of understanding how the world really works. The secret formula of visual codes. Let me tell you a secret I learned by observing successful women. They never leave anything to chance. 2025 trends show a return to meaningful minimalism with special details that redefine luxury through unique touches. You don't need more pieces, you need more intention. This means every choice, from fabric texture to the cut of the piece, communicates something specific about who you are and where you want to go. When women wore expensive sunglasses and believed they were original, they behaved more ethically than when they thought they were fake. Even our morality is influenced by the quality of what we wear. And look what else I discovered researching for this video. The global luxury fashion market is valued at USD 259.74 billion in 2024 and is expected to grow to USD 431.43 billion by 2033. But don't be fooled. This growth isn't for everyone. It's for those who learn to present themselves as part of the top, even without being there yet. This isn't just about buying expensive things. It's about understanding there's a visual code that separates who's inside the game from who's watching from outside. Speaking of visual codes, I created something special for you who are tired of being left out of this game. My course, Look Rich Without Spending Much, is at promotional launch value because I'm releasing the classes gradually. This isn't random feed content. This is information that circulates in rooms where it's decided who enters and who continues looking from outside. You can be one of the few to use this in your favor. As soon as the course is complete, the price will go up to full price, without discount. This course teaches exactly the visual, behavioral, and social codes of wealthy women, those details that make all the difference in how you're perceived and treated in the world. It's not about spending a lot. It's about spending right. It's about understanding that one well-chosen piece is worth more than 10 bought impulsively. It's about transforming your elegance into something lucrative that opens doors and creates opportunities. The link is in the description, and if you have the dream of truly belonging to this world, don't leave it for later, because later might be too late. The science behind the power of appearance. I'll tell you something that left me jaw-dropped when I discovered it. People taking attention tests made half the errors when wearing a white doctor's coat. It's not just how others see you, it's how you see yourself and how this affects your performance. The Temple University study followed 808 workdays and discovered that employees who dressed better than usual had higher self-esteem and better performance on tasks. This is called enclothed cognition, when clothes influence our psychological processes. It's as if each piece you wear is an upgrade to your mental software. What is your image saying while you're struggling to be heard? What younger generations already understood? Generation Z is redefining power in dressing with rock and grunge influences fused with vintage luxury pieces, sportswear and streetwear. They understood you don't need to follow outdated rules. You need to create your own rules within the codes that work. Bain & Co. projects that millennials and Generation Z will represent 45% of the global personal luxury goods market by 2025. These generations aren't waiting for permission to play the game. They're rewriting the rules. And you know why they can do this? Because they understood that modern luxury is being redefined through memorable and personalized experiences that leave a lasting emotional mark. While some are following obsolete manuals, others are creating the new standards. Which team do you want to be on? The truth about status that no one talks about. Let me be brutally honest with you. In India, new consumers enter the market mainly to signal social status, with a quarter of respondents citing social recognition as the main motivation. This might sound superficial, but it's the reality of the world we live in, and whoever ignores this is playing life's game with cards marked against themselves. While you're worrying about not being superficial, others are using this reality to open doors that didn't even exist before. In 2025, the most coveted luxury pieces aren't necessarily the most flashy. We're seeing a movement away from ostentatious logos and obvious branding in favor of recognizable silhouettes and subtle signatures. The strategy of women who get there. Women who really make a difference in the world understood something fundamental. In 2025, the most crucial skills are agility, intellectual curiosity, and ability to work between departments and categories. But here's the secret. They know these skills need to be communicated visually before they even open their mouths. As Stacey London says, we need to think that our appearance should be a kind of description of what we'd like to be recognized for. If you want to convey quality, you need to give signals of quality. If you want to show you're deep, you need to give signals of depth. If you don't want to seem frivolous, you can't give signals of frivolity. While most are trying to convince with words, the elite already convinced before speaking. The future belongs to those who understand the game. Predictions for 2025 show that power is in thoughtful details, functional or playful, that elevate the overall experience of a piece. It's no longer about having much, It's about having right. 80% of fashion executives expect no improvement in the global industry in 2025, but this doesn't mean fewer opportunities for those who know how to play the game. It means opportunities go to those who are prepared. And preparation, my dear friend, begins with how you present yourself to the world. Because if you can't invest in yourself, how will you convince someone to invest in you? While the masses wait for things to improve, the elite is positioning itself for what's coming, the brutal reality of the current market. Let me show you numbers that will make you think. Luxury buyers with the highest purchasing power, who contribute up to 80% of luxury spending, are discouraged by price increases. This means the market is becoming more demanding, more selective. Customers are developing a more complex relationship with luxury goods than ever and are questioning the promise of luxury. Translation: it's no longer enough to pretend you have money. You need to demonstrate real value, real sophistication, real elegance, and this can only be achieved by understanding the real codes. While some are buying logos to impress, others are investing in codes to belong. Why you're losing opportunities without knowing. Here's a reality that might hurt but is necessary. While you're thinking appearance is superficial, other women are using this strategically to get where they want. A survey with more than 600 fashion professionals revealed that systemic discrimination, unsustainable lifestyles, and a widespread burnout culture are generating dissatisfaction in the industry. But you know who isn't suffering from this? Those who understood how to play the game from the beginning? Success in fashion is hard to define because it's very image-oriented. You can be considered a successful designer and not be able to pay rent. This isn't just about fashion, it's about any area where appearance and perception matter. While some are complaining about the rules, others are using them to win. The formula that separates those who rise from those who stagnate. I'll share with you the formula I discovered observing women who really make a difference. They treat appearance as strategy, not as vanity. Studies validate the influence of clothes on psychological processes, called enclothed cognition, and recognizing the connection between an employee's mindset and performance with their attire. This means that when you dress strategically, you're not just changing how others see you, you're changing how you think, how you behave, how you perform. The final truth that will change your perspective. Let me end with a truth I learned the hard way. You can have the most incredible personality in the world, but if your appearance isn't communicating that, you're losing opportunities every day. If you're expecting to level up at work, make sure your appearance matches your professional competence. It's not about being superficial, it's about being strategic. It's about understanding we live in a visual world, and that your appearance is your first, and sometimes only, chance to make the impression you want to make. While some are waiting to be discovered by talent, others are being chosen for presentation. And then they use talent to stay there. If you made it this far, you already understood that appearance isn't about vanity. It's about power. It's about opening doors. It's about being seen the way you deserve to be seen. And if you're ready to stop letting opportunities pass because of details you didn't even know mattered, consider becoming a channel sponsor through the membership club with values starting at $4.99. Just click the Become a Member button, because the truth is that quality information has value. And whoever invests in themselves is investing in their own future. Your elegance can be lucrative, your appearance can be strategic, and your future can start now. The choice is yours, but remember, while you decide, other women are already playing the game, and they're not waiting for you.